Alright, we got my first ever barefoot trees. Go ahead and get this water started. I'm going to soak these trees in this water while I get everything else prepared after I open this box. I'm going to soak this for, at least a couple hours. It should take me that long to get holes dug and figure all that out. Alright, let's get this puppy opened. This is the only time I want roots in plastic, is when they're bare roots. This looks like it's holding in that humidity fine. It's probably coco coir or something of that nature. We have two guys here. Let's see, we have a jujube and a persimmon. Focus, focus. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, there we go. Here's that other guy. So a honey jar jujube does great in the desert. Chocolate persimmon. Can you imagine? A nice branching. Everything looks great. I think we can get started. Let's check out these roots, shall we? It doesn't look too bad. Not seeing anything dead. I mean, these look fairly healthy to me. And this persimmon looking pretty good too. Smaller structure, but good. Good. Does look like it's held nice and moist. I'm actually going to plant one in ground in this area. Gotta have the proper tools. So much easier than digging. This should be a nice space for the jujube. This area gets full sun. Jujubes really like that sun. Pretty sure this whole area is pretty clay-like. A miracle of time, we have a hole. But man, this clay, this Vegas sand, it's something else. I think I'm gonna amend it slightly. A couple days ago prior, I soaked this area just to see how long it would take to drain. But look at this. You would think it's rock, but it's clay, and it's everywhere. This is what a lot of the Vegas soil looks like. Sucks. But I guess it's better than nothing. It could be worse. Alright, it's that jujube. It's soaked for a couple hours while I dug this hole. Looks pretty good. Just re-inspecting it, making sure I'm not seeing anything dead or broken or need to be removed. I think it looks good. What do you think? So what I did is added some rocks for drainage. I'm just going to start measuring, seeing if I can get that. So what I did is added some rocks to the bottom to promote some more drainage. Some people use twigs and things, but I don't want anything that's going to break down and mess up my roots. Now I'm just trying to measure it. Make sure it's at the height that I want, above grade. Although surprisingly, this is pretty well draining anyway. When it rains here, it rains a lot. That's what I think about. So I scooped out the dirt out of the hole. And what I'm going to do is amend it a little bit with nothing that breaks down, but more to add a little bit more drainage to this. And this is what we're looking like. This really looks like native sand. It's decomposed granite, a little bit of perlite, a little bit of regular sand. Might be going overboard, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm going to bundle some sand on top of this, or rather the soil I made, and then we're going to get some mycos on the roots and in the area. This is beneficial bacteria to help the roots, help it take up nutrients. Lord knows this soil doesn't have any nutrients. Just going to measure one more time. I think I like the level. Like I said, I'm going to put another layer of the soil I made on top of this. A couple inches to separate. And the soil doesn't break down, so I'm not thinking it's going to move too much, but over time things do settle. So let's get this filled. Measure it again, and I do think I want it a little bit higher, but meh. Let's get that mycos added directly to the roots. Need that beneficial bacteria. There's not really a lot of bugs and alive things in this soil, so I don't think there's too much beneficial bacteria in it, but it doesn't hurt to add it. If it's there already, fantastic. A little bit goes a long way with this as well. Whatever falls in the hole is fine with me. One scoop should be more than enough. I think I like that. So generally it's nice to have like something across the ground to level or hold up your tree. Kind of sucks to have to do this with one person with one hand. You know, you can't hold up the tree and shovel the sand, the dirt, the soil. and make sure that it's level. Knowing me, it's going to be sideways, but if you had two planks, you can place them at the top of over the hole, and then you can put the branch, or the tree rather, in between those two planks. It'll tell you where the level is, as well as hold the tree up. But guess what this guy does not have currently? If he said two planks, you're a star. Let's get it tapped in a bit. And this is what we're looking like so far. It is a little bit lower than I want it to be, but it'll do. I took extra precaution in making sure that this is so well drained. And I like to do things as a lasagna method or like a cake method. I want nutrients on top. I never want any of this stuff to be in the roots. I don't want anything breaking down around our roots, depriving it of oxygen and nutrients. I want all that to break down on top and work its way down. You gotta think in like forests and things of that nature. Leaves fall from the trees, fruits fall from the trees, and it decays on top. It doesn't fall into your roots. It doesn't get dug in. So why would you do that at home? I don't understand the logic. Because really what happens is that breaks down and it creates carbon dioxide, and then your roots suffocate. So not too good of an idea to me. Do what you will though. So what I'm doing is putting the compost, the worm casting. I added a little bit of azomite to the mixture in the roots, but I'm going to add more to the top and add a little bit of fertilizers. Now this tree is asleep, so it's not going to intake all this right away, but over time it's going to wake up. I just want to make sure that it has what it needs when it wakes up. Maybe stimulate a little bit to, in fact, make it woken up a little bit. And then what I'm also going to do is kind of make some walls. I want the water to stay in this general area. I don't want it to leak over to the sides and go into my fake grass. So when watering, the water should stay in this general area. And then water it in. It should get nice and... But, oh my god! So what I'm going to do is actually follow their directions. We're going to let it soak in, water it really deeply. Let it all soak in. Come back, do that a second time after all the water's gone. And actually, as you can see, it's really well draining. No water's pooling, really. That's what I want to see. I don't want to have to worry about this when it rains. For me, logically, I always want to have things at the worst case scenario. And this really is a tree that can handle this area in Vegas. So I'll let it drain through for about an hour, and then I'll come back, do it again, rinse, repeat. And then it says not to water it for like a month. So we'll see how that goes. Can't believe my water hose broke. Alright, not looking too bad. But you got to remember that these were pulled out of the ground. They had a bigger root system in comparison to the tree. So generally with these, what you want to do is you want the tree to match the roots. Or if anything, you want the root system to be bigger than the actual tree. The roots are like the battery. They provide power to the rest of the tree. What happens when you have a smaller battery than the area that's being provided power to? Things like stress, small fruits, maybe even issues with waking up. So I think I'm going to do it about here. A lot of people cut them down to their knees, but I think this should be good. I wanted to leave a couple branches, and basically I just cut right above the node. This will encourage some sideways growth and branching. Me personally, I don't want my fruit to be so high up that I can't get it, or needing a ladder to get the fruit, so why not fruit at waist level? I'm kind of wondering if I can grow another tree off of this. I'm going to put it in some root hormone and see what happens. So like I said, this is a little bit lower than I want them to be. I want those roots generally higher. I generally want a little bit of the roots to be poking out above ground level at the top. I forget what that zone is called. But this doesn't appear to be grafted, so realistically I could just add more soil. The roots are going to be a little bit lower. I'm definitely not going to replant it though. Well, I decided to leave it. But I am going to get some mulch on here, some different types. Again, the lasagna method. I want things breaking out at different levels, different speeds, above the roots, not on the roots, away from the tree trunk, feeding my tree. But this is a general idea. If you got any tips, concerns, comments, anything of the sort, leave a comment down below. Let's grow, people.